All right, guys. Well, welcome to our webinar. We have been talking back and forth about this for a while now, and the collaboration, I told my husband earlier, we were going on a walk, and I'm like, I need to collaborate with Melissa more often because it makes me up my game. I wanted I wanted all the slides and all the info for you guys tonight, so I'm really excited. This is actually, crazy enough, only the second time that we've ever paired together on something. We paired together on a blondes versus brunettes challenge group back in the day, and it was awesome. I don't know why it's taken us so long to do this again, but, but rest assured, you are getting kind of, the cool thing about us is we're alike in a lot of ways as far as the business goes. We have a lot of the same, similar accolades, but very different places that we're in life, you know, like just in general, the whole, you have grown kids. I've got young kids, even a kid in my belly right now. So I'm actually in what used to be my office, is now transitioning to another bedroom. So I'm getting kicked out soon. But we want to be able to give you both perspectives and kind of bring, you know, our strengths to the table and be able to have you guys, depending on where you're at in life, be able to relate to one of our stories and be able to have a lot of questions that you probably have had at one point answered. So we wanted to let you know that we didn't start here. You know, that you're going to hear some of the things about team and the accomplishments and things like that. And I know that it can seem like, okay, well, you know, that girl, if you look at Melissa, like right now, I have a gut. It's a human gut, but I have a baby in my belly, so I have a big belly, but she has like the most insane abs you've ever seen. And, you know, we can look very put together on the outside. And even though behind the scenes, we're still, you know, kind of a mess. But I want you to understand that we started exactly where every single one of you guys are. And it started with just the same decision that we're going to offer up at the end of this. And we just decided to say yes. And what was this, earlier this year or last year, that you were like, hey guys, do you have a before and after from when you first started Beachbody to now? And we all started like pooling our photos of some of the top ranked coaches in the business. And honestly, I think it baffled all of us seeing our side by side. And it's not necessarily that we've changed our hair color or changed anything like drastically. It's just, honestly, if you look at the pictures, it's just confidence. Right. It's just a purpose, you know? And so anyway, we wanted to share a little piece of our story so that you can get to know us and who's speaking to you before we go into the in-depth parts of sharing a little bit about the business side of things. I'm going to kind of let Melissa kick things off. So if you want to take it away, sister, I'll be quiet for a little bit.
Absolutely. So this is really difficult to sum up because we decided we're going to really try to breeze through this, and you guys are going to get so much information thrown at you that I want you to understand that this is just an introduction to what we do, and your job afterwards is to connect with the person that invited you here to get, you know, more details and understand how this will really fit in your life. So we decided to tell our whole life story in about 3 minutes. So it's very difficult to do, but if I can tell you really quick, you look at the bottom left, this is where I started. It was after having my 2 babies, and I discovered health and fitness and nutrition, and it became my passion. So I became a group exercise instructor and just loved what I did. Then the coaching opportunity came my way by the lady up at the top left. Her name is Michelle Park. You may have seen her if you've ever seen a PIO video of any sort, one of my best friends. And she said, hey, we should do this coaching thing. And I was like, what is it? She goes, I have no idea. You know what my initial thought was? I love the community. I loved all the people that were committing to become coaches. And I thought those are the kind of people I want to be surrounded with, because they would cause me to always want to level up and be the best version of myself that I could be. So I joined initially for my passion of health and fitness and helping more people, and also for the community. And I thought I lived a dream life. My husband had an amazing job. He afforded us a nice lifestyle. I got to be a stay-at-home mom, had a new car, had a nice house. And as soon as my passion for doing this business actually started to pay off financially, I swear to you, I had a sledgehammer hit me between the eyes telling me your why is much bigger than just helping people get healthy and fit, which is a wonderful feeling. But you need and I'm going to tear up, you need to save your husband's life. He worked in the car business 6, sometimes 7 days a week. And his hours were 12 to 16 a day. He was up and gone before the three of us got up, and he got home after we went to bed. His dinner was always in the microwave. We never saw him. And I realized there was an opportunity for me to just take some of the burden off of his plate, his financial plate. Little did I know that, if you want to go to the next slide, Lindsay, you can. Little did I know that 3 years into the business, we would be able to completely retire him. And now my life is completely different. I built this business with 2 kids at home, but like Lindsay said, now they're out and about, living their own lives. My husband and I do everything together. We wake up every morning and have coffee. Then we work out together, as you can see in that picture, which was just yesterday. We travel like it's our job. And we just, honestly, it's a pinch your life kind of life. And I never would have thought, by just taking a passion that I had for helping other people feel comfortable in their own skin, would give me the opportunity to literally save his life. He looks at me every single day, looks me right in the eyes, and tells me, thank you for doing what I did. So your turn, Lindsay.
And you guys have been married how long now?
Oh my God. We've been together almost 28 years, but we've been married for 23.
Okay. Well, I can honestly tell you guys, we've been able to go on crazy trips together, like literally at Tahiti twice now.
Yeah.
They are role models when it comes to just longevity and being and staying in love, not just like, let's stay together for the kids type of love, but like ridiculous, in love, affectionate, just enamored with each other, best friends. And that's exactly, I think, what all of us want. It's definitely what I want. And so anyway, I have always admired that about you guys, and you guys are our role models. So different flip side of the story, because like she said, she found a love for health and fitness. They were financially in a good spot. It wasn't necessarily that there was like this dire thing that she had to make coaching work in order to pay her bills. What she realized later is it was like quality over quantity. She wanted her husband home and to be present in their lives. For me, my back was straight up against the wall. And so the corner pictures that you see, to give you like a little vision of what my life looked like in 2009, 2010, it was honestly, I was living my worst nightmare. I had my husband and I bartended together. And 1, I said I would never date a bartender. 2, I got pregnant 3 months into our relationship. And I thought, like, really, I'm going to be that girl, and thankfully, we became each other's reason to amp it up and to become our best selves. And when we got pregnant, we made a decision that, we're going to go all in for this child. We're going to make this work. And 7 months into my pregnancy, I all of a sudden went into labor. And the little baby that you see with all the tubes and the monitors, that was actually not even coming out. That was actually, she's doing pretty good there. She was only 3 pounds, 15 ounces. During birth, I had emergency C-sections. She suffered a brain bleed that gave her a 90% chance of cerebral palsy. And I'm not the kind of girl who had this huge support system to help when I brought her home from the hospital. I have alcoholic parents and not really a good support system that was going to be able to help me. So I was staying home with her. And my husband was having to work 6-7 nights a week bartending to kind of help us stay afloat. But little by little, and I don't know if any of you guys have had points where you've had the medical system basically fail you, but I got hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical debt that I couldn't get rid of. And little by little, as much as we tried to pedal and get ahead or stay afloat, inevitably, in 2010, we lost the home that I bought. I bought a home at 20, trying to be like a rock star and change my circumstances from what I grew up with. And I lost that home to foreclosure. That's the actual home that you see in the picture. And we had to move into like this tiny 1-bedroom. I think it was less than 1,000 square foot apartment. And the only reason I was even able to get into that was because a friend owned the building and allowed me to get a discount. But in that transition, this little thing called P90X came into my life. And I remember watching it on an infomercial and thinking, okay, it's probably a scam. You know, nobody else gets results from those things. But I was desperate. And because I had a sick preemie, I couldn't just drop her off at the kids' daycare at the gym, you know, like, and I wanted to get back in control of one area of my life. I just felt like everything in life was happening to me. And so I said, okay, if I use this workout program to be able to at least start to look like myself again, then maybe I'll start to feel like myself again. Maybe I'll be able to figure out a way out of this mess. And it took 4 attempts, like me starting, quitting. I would quit within the first 4 times every single day, or every single time I would quit within the first 4 days because yoga was on day 4 and it was like the hardest yoga program I've ever seen in my life. And it became me against myself. I stopped beating myself up that I couldn't keep up with the people in the workout videos. I stopped trying to be like who I was before I ever got pregnant, and I just started to beat my own personal best and go up against myself. So if I did that workout the first time and I only did 10 minutes, the next time I did it, I was doing 12. And then the next week after that, I was doing 15. And I just kept upping the ante a little bit and starting to share that journey out loud, honestly, for personal accountability. And through doing that, I stuck with it. For the first time ever, I actually started and finished something I had started with. I had never done that in anything in life, like guitar lessons, piano, ice skating, bowling. Like I was the queen quitter. I even dropped out of high school when I was 16 years old. And so it was this transformational moment in my life. Not that I necessarily fell in love with, oh my gosh, I want to be a fitness professional, but that this program, this fitness thing, started to shift something in my mind. And I thought, if I started to apply that to every area of my life, what would happen if I just started to beat my own personal best and ante up a little bit more every single day? And so obviously we're rushing through our stories because this is a huge shift. But in doing that, I really started to think like, okay, there's this coaching opportunity, and everything in me, logically, my ego was like, no, that's a scam, just like I did with the workout videos. There's a pyramid scheme and nobody makes money with that, and you'll end up paying more than you make, and blah, 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 all that stuff. But my heart told me that what did I have to lose, right? Because I'd already lost everything. And I knew that the program worked. I knew that my life had been transformed, and I really did want to pay that forward to other people. And so that's how I started the business. Very raw, no background. And over the past, it's been almost 8 years now, we now own our home that we live in now, paid in full. We bought it 3 years after I lost that home. We paid it in cash so that I never had to worry about losing a home again. The little girl that you see down there is the older grown-up version of the sick child who is no longer sick. And then our other daughter, Maddie, who's almost a year and a half next month. And then, like I said, I am pregnant with number 3, and I'll actually be on Friday the same amount, 32 weeks that I was when I gave birth to London. And so just to know that the life that I'm giving them now is not going to be anywhere near the life that I grew up with, and all the fears that I had about not being enough, or like basically recycling that same thing that I was on trajectory with my parents. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And my husband is same way with Nick. He's home with us. He has been since 2012. And we will never be behind a bar ever again, probably because I hated that lifestyle. But it was the best decision ever to date that specific bartender. We're going to be celebrating our 10-year anniversary in like 2-3 weeks. So I'm really excited about that. So to lead you guys into the gist of Beachbody, I covered just a bit of it a second ago when I talked about how I got into this, and that I did have my guard up, and the fact that I thought it might be a scam. I thought, it might be too good to be true. I thought, do the products actually work? And by me actually experiencing it myself, I realized, okay, this is legit. And the CEO and president of the company are the hard bodies you actually see to the right of the screen. And I featured these specific pictures very purposefully because that's kind of what I love about the company, is that these two guys, they were entrepreneurial from the start. I've heard the top guy's name is Carl Deichler. I've heard his story, and just like, he was an entrepreneur when he was like a baby. He was like starting businesses as a little baby. But they knew that the products that they had, they knew that the fitness programs that they had worked, and people would buy them through infomercials the same way that I bought them. I bought them on a payment plan and paid my $30 a month for 3 months, but they weren't actually sticking with them. And so I don't know about you, but P90X collected dust for me for months before I actually stuck with it. And it's the same for most people. Most people buy those things on a whim. They get really excited about the results that they see on the TV, and then it sits there. Well, in the infomercial business, what do you need? You need before and afters. You need the testimonials. And so even though the products worked, they needed people to actually stick with it. And so they had these like old school forums and chats on beachbody.com where the customers would be chatting back and forth. And they noticed a trend that the people that engaged in that community, that they actually were talking back and forth with other customers, they were sticking with it at a much greater rate than the people that were doing it alone. The transformations that they were getting out of that group were crazy. And so they thought, okay, we want to be able to expand this business, to grow it into something really huge. What if, instead of paying Target or paying Walmart to like host our products at their stores, what if we paid and compensated the customers, the people that are the living, walking, breathing commercials for us, to actually help people through the same experience that they just went through? And so that's when they started to look into the network marketing side of things. And I think that was really important for me personally as a skeptic, because my entire bartending career, I was pitched every network marketing company under the sun and hated every moment of it. I put up with it because those people were tipping me, but I heard it all. And so when I heard their truth, their story of why they created it, it wasn't just, hey, we want to make a bunch of money, let's start a network marketing company. What kind of product could we come up with? No, they were already selling crazy amounts of P90X and Insanity before the company ever existed. What they created it out of was a need to have awesome results and to have people supported so that there was longevity in the company's success. And so the beauty of this whole thing is that it was fueled from the very start from people just helping each other, being someone's advocate, being their cheerleader, and helping them through the process. So I'm going to let Melissa go on to kind of explain the next side of it.
Yeah, as Lindsay had mentioned before, having, she's exactly what this next slide is, where, you become a product of the product, and you go through this shift of creating your own success story. So whether you have 100+ pounds to lose, or you would like to walk a stage to be a fitness competitor, there's something for everyone. And if you look to the right, you're going to see my bum, sorry. But you're going to see my bum because I was in a test group for Beachbody, which is one of the perks of being a coach, is they ask their coaches to help them develop the programs. And so I was in the test group for 80-day obsession. And I'm like, well, I'm going all in, because if I am going to help people through it, I have to believe in it myself. So there are my results. I got rid of my cardio. And then I believe Lindsay at the bottom right, I know that was post-pregnancy. Did you do the Ultimate Reset?
Yeah, Ultimate Reset.
To get those results. Ultimate Reset is another program that we have for, a cleanse, a detox. Amazing. And Lindsay and I are both huge fans of it. But that's where we start, is whatever you and your coach are going to decide what your goals are and what program is best for you. And we want you to dive in. We want you to start drinking your Shakeology. There's a million flavors now. I remember when there was only chocolate and green berry, but there's a million flavors now, with more to come. And we're going to get you started on your own health and fitness journey, no matter what stage of the game you're in. I was already fit. As Lindsay said, I've always been known for my abs. You can see my abs in the first picture, but I didn't have a butt. So we're always on a journey. We're always improving. So girls, gentlemen, I don't care where you are, I promise you will find a program that will get you in better shape than you are today. And you just start sharing that journey with other people. And what happens in that process is you are doing what we essentially call curiosity marketing. It's not, hey, I'm doing P90X. Do you want to do it with me? Here's my link. It's you sharing your journey just like you share everything else about your life. You're not just all of a sudden going to shut down everything about your kids' sports and your anniversary and the travels that you do and the job that you have and the pets that you love. It's just, this is just a part of it. And you share that journey and you create that curiosity marketing and you invite other people to join you along the way. Being in the fitness industry for 20 years, I can tell you that everybody kind of knows they need to work out. Everybody knows they need to eat a little bit better. But the one thing that's missing that is keeping 95% of people with sticking to their healthy weight is the accountability and support, which is what you offer. And that's what makes us so unique, is to be able to support, educate, and hold accountable people along the way. And you start, running these challenge groups or boot camps or accountability groups, whatever you want to call them, to help people through these products. Like Lindsay said, you're going to take the cellophane off. Now it's digitally, and you are going to every single day be motivated and supported to push play and to finish those programs. And along the way, you're either going to get customers for life, because this is a lifestyle change. It's not a quick fix. It's not one program and done. This is a lifestyle where you go from one program to the next, where you will have a library of, we're almost there, thousands of workouts that you can take anywhere with you and live stream anywhere that you go to keep you and your family healthy and fit. And you have customers for life, or what's going to happen is these people are going to go through the process just like we did and be like, wow, this made all the difference in my life. And they want to be an advocate for it. It's what we call a micro influencer. Do you not go on Amazon, and when you're looking at products, do you not look at the reviews and how many stars it has? People do not buy products anymore because of a commercial or an ad. It's a testimony. It's a success story. It's a review. It's peer-to-peer. And so all you are, just like you would refer a great restaurant or a really good movie to somebody, you're going to refer these great fitness programs to people to help them get healthy and fit, so that it bleeds to their family, and then hopefully it bleeds to the community around them.
So true. So, and I loved Melissa's butt, and that's why I had to include it, because I was like, the fit can get fitter, and it doesn't really matter where you're at in your journey. I just keep getting pregnant, and I keep having these awesome transformations. No, this is the last one. Okay, so I think it's really important, before we get into the nitty-gritty of objections and fears and kind of facing all that head on, that we get to cut some of you guys a break, because there are just a number of people that just aren't right for this business. And I think that I used to, when I was first a coach, I'm like, oh gosh, I need anybody who will do it. It was a very desperate place I was coming from. It's like, everybody should coach. But as an 8-year veteran, I don't believe everyone should coach. So hard pass, this is probably not for you if you want to avoid change at all costs, out of the fear of the unknown, even if your current reality is less than stellar. And I say that because I get it. Change is scary as heck. I mean, I was queen of running from it, but at the end of the day, this will put you outside your comfort zone. It's going to be something that you're going to be required to make some lifestyle changes, and it's not always going to be easy, but I can praise Jesus and say it is so worth it. Okay, next thing. If you're instant gratification and like at the sign of challenge or adversity, you're going to give up, it's best you don't get started. And I don't mean that to be rude. I like instant gratification too. But we live in this microwave society that has crock pot expectations, and it's just not the way things work. We did not get here overnight. You saw those pictures. Everything in our story was not like one side to the other. It had a lot of transformation in it. And I think sometimes we get so fixated on the end result that we fail to take and appreciate the journey. And this is really, really important, that you're going to grow through this process. And there are going to be challenging times. It'll make you better though. If you care more about the opinions of others than you care about making choices that will make your lifestyle better in the long run, it's probably not for you. And I get it. We all have that inner like middle schooler left in us that we fear what other people think. But at the end of the day, what I had to do to get over that was weigh what other people's thoughts of me were against what my children thought of me, what my children were experiencing, what my husband was experiencing, what he believed. When I weigh those things against each other, I'm like, I could care less, because those people's opinions do not pay my bills. They don't give me the kind of freedom that I wanted in my life. So I was able to bless and release that over time, to where I'm just like, okay, next. If you prefer to be managed, have a set schedule or strict rules and deadlines, aka you enjoy more of an employee-based business, it's probably not for you. Not that you're not going to have mentorship, not that you're not going to have a plan laid out for you. You 100% will, specifically this crop of people, because we have an insane thing laid out for you we're going to talk about in a bit. But you are your own boss. There's a lot of freedom associated with this. And so you will have to think for yourself at times. There's going to be times where it's going to be up to your own efforts, not to somebody breathing down your neck and telling you this has to happen, because we won't do that. We're going to match your efforts. So you want to go over who should consider.
Yeah. I love that. If you're ready for a change and willing to make short-term sacrifices, if it means long-term that they're better quality of life, for instance, maybe you have a favorite reality TV or a few that you watch every single night. Nothing wrong with that, but you might have to make some sacrifices, because maybe doing your workout or reading personal development is going to make you better than that reality TV show, that kind of a thing. So you want to focus on improve themselves physically, mentally, and fiscally. And by doing so, will naturally inspiring others. So if you get a high, literally get a high from getting a call from somebody telling you an accomplishment that they made, whether it's weight loss or it's business or whatever, and you're on a huge high, this business is absolutely for you. If you want more than just the status quo, you have dreams and you want to pursue it. It's important to them that you make a difference. If you have that fire in the belly, you just know that if you don't wake up every single day excited about your day, knowing that you're going to make a difference, may not be for you. But if you wake up every day and you're like, I was put here for a reason, I'm meant for more, I'm here to help, I'm here to live the best life I can, this is how you do it. And the last one is desires and flexibility of working for themselves, and I got to move my chat box, is willing to develop the discipline it takes to do so, which means more freedom. You have to be patient, you have to be coachable, and you have to be consistent. But if you are those three things, you will do very well at this.
Love it. Okay, so what makes this collaboration special? As I mentioned, this is like not happened ever before. And it should have, but it's not. And the reason why it's so special for this specific crop of people that are going to join us in a 6-week training is that Melissa and I and our teams, because 100% the credit goes to our teams and the hustle that they put into the business. We're the only 2 teams that have been in the top 10 6 years. 6 years out of, I think, 7 and 8 or 8, years in the business. We're some of the top earners in the company, highest ranked. We have multiple million club members, which means some of our coaches have earned over $1 million in Beachbody, and multiple 6-figure earners. And what does that benefit you? Because I don't like to just throw out those kind of stats if it doesn't actually benefit you, but it really truly does, because the path to success we've already carried the machete through the forest and cleared, like crazy for 7 and 8 years now. And I will tell you, because I know this is fact, we will outwork anyone. Melissa and I, we're hustlers. We are going to outwork even to this day. And I don't know if it's just genetic. I don't know. Maybe we have some
sickness.
Yeah. At this point, I don't know why we aren't relaxing on a beach all day long and not doing anything, but we're not. We're still hustling. And it's because I think it's because we're really passionate about what we do, and we actually enjoy it. And there have been times where I've taken little breaks and I'm like, why did I do that? I don't like not moving forward. I don't like seeing people not thrive. And so the path has already been cut and paved for you. We have duplication systems in place to where not only do you get to go down that path, but you get to bring the people that join you along that path as well. And then you get to join our 6-week co-led supercharged CEO training that we're going to be doing. And we'll share more details on that as well. All right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, because I know for a fact that each of you came to the call with one of these, at least in the back of your head, probably multiple. But I think it's really important that they're addressed head on, because I think that's the best way to do things. I want people to make a well-informed decision, but I also don't want you to have lies in the back of your head, or for me, like I was saying, I'm the biggest skeptic. Having those skepticisms hold you back from making a decision that can change your life. So we are going to fire through these quickly, but Melissa, they don't have time. Tell me.
Oh, between being a mom, a wife, working a full-time job, there's just no time left to add anything else to my plate. And I totally get that, because I started and grew this business with 2 babies at home, and I was pretty much a single parent. So I'm here to tell you, one of the first things that you will do is learn to set hours for your business, and then to set hours for things that are really important to you, like your children. As soon as I started building this business, instead of just being in the room with them and feeling like I was being a good mom, they were intentional. I actually set dates with my children every single week. So the phone was down and it was just them and I. The quality of the time that I spent with my family was better than it ever was before. I would get up a little bit earlier than they would. I would stay up a little bit later than they would. When I was cooking dinner, I would work, and then I would shut everything down and sit at the table and have dinner as a family, which we always did. When they had their activities, I would bring my laptop, or sitting in carpool. There's always pockets of time that you can work this business, whether you have a full-time job or you have children, or you just feel extremely busy and pulled in a million different directions. But I promise, the one thing about this is you have a team of people that will help teach you how to make the most of the time that you do have. It's part of the training that we're going to do. Mm-hmm. And then not only that, but in the long run, this is going to give you so much freedom that there's that short-term sacrifice that you may feel like you put a little bit more on your plate in the beginning, but I promise that will balance out. And before you know it, you'll be like, and you will absolutely love what you do, which won't feel like work. Mm. I promise your coach will sit down with you and help you set those goals, so you know what's important and what can be taken off your plate. I think you'd be surprised at what things could be taken off to do something like this to completely change your lifestyle.
Amen. Back then, I was an avid Bachelor watcher. That was the first thing. TV was like one of the first things I cut out. And there's honestly, I thank the Lord, that I did let go of those things. You realize how silly they are and how much time that you do waste, even though you constantly feel busy. So key. Who am I going to motivate? And this was something that flew through my head, because you have to remember, back with my story, when I started this business in 2010, I had just filed bankruptcy. I had just lost my home. Who am I to be a leader or call myself, be like, hey, join me in business? I just failed miserably. And then also, I had always been a quitter. I had quit everything I'd ever started. And so I thought, like, just the same excuse I hear all the time from people is that I have a hard time motivating myself. How am I going to motivate others to do anything? And to be honest with you guys, at least in my situation, having the accountability of leading others and having compensation connected to it is what has made me accountable to my fitness journey for now 8 years. There is no way I would work out during pregnancy. I don't have a love for working out even today. Even though I do feel good when I do it, I don't look forward to it. I look forward to it being over. So I think it's really important that you understand that sometimes you'll do more for others than you would even do for yourself. When you know other people are watching you, my fear of failure in front of other people is definitely what keeps me going in this business, is what keeps me accountable. So sometimes it's putting yourself out there and forcing yourself to go down the path that actually gets you to commit, because you put yourself out there for other people to see, and that fear of failure strikes in and it works to your favor. So next thing, too expensive.
Absolutely. Now, I hear this one a lot, but I don't think that's really what you're thinking. I think it's fear. And so you're saying it's too expensive because you have some fear. And I always joke, and please know it's just a joke, that angioplasty is expensive. Shakeology, not so much. need to take care of yourself. And being the health and fitness guru that I am, nutrition is my jam. If I could have created a product myself, it would mirror Shakeology. It's a phenomenal product, but you have to understand that Shakeology is an exchange, which we'll get into the price of Shakeology here in a minute, but it's an exchange of your food cost. And if you think $160 is expensive, I want to share with you really quick for those of you that love, health and fitness. Maybe you do it as a hobby, or you're even in the fitness industry, or just any business in general, but I'm going to use the gym as a model. It's about $75,000 to $150,000 just to open the doors. All right. The first 2 years of owning a gym, if it stays open, because 95% of gyms actually close the first year that they open. If it stays open the first 2 years, you're still in debt. The third year, you happen to become breaking even. And then it's the fourth and fifth year that you start to make a profit. Now, the cute little girl that you put at the front desk to check everybody in does not care near as much about your investment as you do. So you have to live there at the gym for the live there 7 days a week for the first 5 years in hopes that it makes it, as opposed to just making a tiny little investment. And if I can be so humble as to say that, you know what, Lindsay and I probably thought this was expensive when we started as well, but to have built multi-million-dollar business from that little tiny investment up front, we're here to tell you it is absolutely money well spent.
There's no other business you can get into with that small of investment and have this much potential. Not to say everybody makes that much, but just the potential being there is insane. I'm not the coach type, and I don't think Melissa or I would have pinned ourselves as the coach type. Both of us are, and you probably can't tell from the video because we're in our homes. I'm like in my bubble right now, but we're naturally introverted people. We don't necessarily thrive in a party scene, and can't wait to get all the spotlight and attention on us. I actually wanted to cancel my baby shower this coming weekend because I just don't like parties that are about me. So even still, but I will tell you that this is the introvert's dream job, because you do get to choose who you talk to. You don't have to deal with the fluff conversation. Like, that's my biggest fear as an introvert, is that I have to talk about the weather or, mundane stuff. I go right for the jugular and talk about the deep, dark things about your story. And that's what makes my business unique, is that I love talking deep. It's not, as an introvert, doesn't mean that you don't love talking to people. It's just you don't love talking to the wrong people.
Right.
So you get to weed all that out, and you do it from the comfort of your own home. Now, if I had to go and do meetings in person and if I had to have all you guys in my house right now, I probably wouldn't. But you're not in my house. You're at your house, which just makes this business so perfect. So just understand that there's no one right personality for this business. There are amazingly successful, extroverted, outgoing people, and you look at their personality like, wow. But there are also, probably even more so, introverted people that just really, truly enjoy what they do and are able to kind of shed some of those insecurities and still be able to thrive in this business. And so, again, I think that might be a little middle schooler in you that is trying to live in that space. And you gotta let that go, because you don't live there for the rest of your life. No, because you deserve more. So, next.
Right. We push very, very heavy personal development. That's one of the most important things. And Lindsay and I will both tell you, we've been on a stage talking to 25,000 people. And the person that signed up to be that coach, 5, 10, 7 years ago would tell you they could never do something like that. But it's the personal development that you do along the way that creates the leader that you need to be able to do something like that. Because I'm telling you, if you were to say you're going to be a coach and you're going to talk in front of 20,000 people, I'd be like, I don't want to do it. I changed my mind. I'm not a salesperson. When I hear that, the first thing I do is I'm like, hallelujah, thank you. I don't want salespeople on my team. I know Lindsay doesn't want salespeople on her team. And a funny story, my husband is watching this right now. He's probably going to come in and hit me. He was in the exotic car sales. And so when I retired him, he came home and he's like, well, what do I do? And I'm like, yeah, coach. So he tried coaching the sales way and failed miserably because This is a relationship business where most things are in sales. The work is done up front, and then you sell a product and it's like, I'll never see you again. Where this is the complete opposite. You know, you're just living your lifestyle and inspiring other people into action. And then the sale happens, and that's when you become an important part of their life. It's completely different. It is relationship building, helping people through their demons, helping people through the rough spots, helping people celebrate success. It's completely different. And so if you're not a salesperson, then this is for you, I promise.
Agreed. All right. I don't have many friends or my network. I don't have a network to talk to right now. And I did not either. I had burned, when I got pregnant, guys, all the bartender friends, I was no longer cool. So they disappeared from my life. And the people I was friends with on Facebook, I think I had 130 Facebook friends. Most of them were creepy, weird guys, obviously not my niche audience. And so I had to build from ground zero. It was through acquaintances or through groups that I found on Facebook. And obviously now times have changed. It's 8 years later. We have training specifically on how to build from the ground up, and not only build just mass numbers of people, but actually find your tribe, people that you could be best friends with. And that's been the coolest part about this business is many of my coaches are my best friends. And it's because I was able to build from scratch and get rid of all the weeds and the barnacles out of my life to really have the most amazing people in my life and be very specific on who I wanted to work with. So just know that this is not something where you get in and if you don't have 1,000 people waiting in line, that you can't be successful. But again, it goes back to that instant gratification thing. You have to get that out of your mind first and know that it's going to start with you and the changes that you're going to make personally that will then attract the right tribe to you.
Right, absolutely. And I, just to echo Lindsay, I had 200 friends on Facebook when I started. I have a really large Instagram and a pretty good sized like page. But I started with 200 friends on my personal page, and they were mostly family and high school friends. And so I understand Lindsay's sentiments, but I want you to know that's just something that is easily taught. You know, it's very easy to put yourself out there in a way that attracts the right people. So don't let that be a fear of yours. How about my spouse gives me zero support? I was there. Now, my husband wasn't rude or derogatory by any means. He thought it was funny and he laughed. And our standing joke still to this day is my very first check was $16. And he looked at me and he said, "Good for you, honey. You get to buy the pizza tonight." So the reason maybe that your spouse or your partner or family may not be supportive is only because they don't understand, right? And there might come to the time that until they realize how this is going to make you so happy and healthy by being surrounded by other people that are happy and healthy, you just might have to look at them and say, just trust me, you know, just give me the shot. Now, I have 2 videos that Mick has made on being an unsupportive spouse that I will put in this group right after here for you to look at if you think that you have a spouse or partner or family member that maybe just doesn't understand this, to hear his perspective of where he was. Because to him, he sold cars and there was no product. He's like, how is this going to work? Because we have zero inventory. We don't touch a thing. It's wonderful. And he just couldn't wrap his brain around it. So I will post those videos for you if you happen to be one of those people you feel like your spouse might be a little skeptical, but I promise they'll come around because Mick certainly did.
Same with Billy. And I think it was more out of fear for me and our family that he didn't want me to invest a ton in, he didn't trust the company. Yeah. And so I had to prove through my own consistency and ask for that time. I said, give me 3 months. And if I'm, showing consistent progress, please support me in that. And he did. And, I wasn't necessarily where I wanted to be at the end of 3 months, but he had seen a change in me, and that was enough to keep his support. And obviously now both husbands are very thankful that they let us go for it. I just wanted to point out in the comments, somebody had said something I don't want to do. I love Beachbody, but I don't want to do the cold calling part. Lord have mercy. I have never made a cold call in my entire Beachbody career.
Not once.
Nor would I, even today. So just know you don't have to do that. Going on, I'm not in the fitness industry. And I think you guys could already know from my story, neither was I. I'm still not certified in a thing. I don't consider myself an expert, but I do consider myself a constant student. I do consider myself a customer for life. And that is the number one most important thing. It's not what you know, it's the fact that you're on the journey with those people. And you're the person that they can go to when they need that extra boost. So leading off, a good Melissa, she'll go the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah. So for those fitness professionals like myself, I've been in the industry for 20 years. I just have to stay humble, my friends. Now, a coach, I just think of a coach on a sideline. What does a coach on the sideline do? They motivate into action. So that's all that a coach does, is inspire people to move, right? And you need 0 certifications. I mean, Lindsay's the top earner in the company and she holds 0 certifications. So understand you don't have to have that everybody out there. However, if you have a niche in the health and fitness industry, it certainly helps, right? You've got some education that you can share with other people. And right now you probably have a 20-mile radius where you can help people. By partnering with Beachbody, you're giving yourself a 3-country radius. Think about that. How many people you can help, how many people you can take your expertise and your passion and help so many people exponentially, as opposed to just one little tiny area. And I'm here to tell you that what happens is you learn to duplicate yourself. And Lindsay will agree with me. The income comes with duplication. Right? So it's not you doing the work all the time. It's not you getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and staying at the gym until 10 o'clock at night, because that's when people want to work out. This gives you the freedom to work from your phone anywhere in the world, helping people commit to their health and fitness journey. And I have helped more people this way than I ever did in the gym. I really have. That is the honest to gosh truth.
Yeah, it comes down to ego versus bank account, weighing it out. And we both got stripped of that. So we're happy we did. So the last one we have for you is the good old faithful that always pops up. And that's, it sounds too good to be true. Sounds like a pyramid, or I'm skeptical because, I have friends that had said it's a pyramid scheme. And I explained a little bit about the difference in the beginning part with how Carl and John came up with the whole idea of making this network marketing company. That is, bar none, the reason that differentiates us from pretty much everything else out there. But our income is directly a reflection of the people that we're actually helping succeed. So when you sign up, your coach is not getting any more bonus income from you signing up as a customer in a challenge group than they are you as a coach signing up to join a team. They don't make anything extra. The only way that they benefit, actually, if you stayed a customer and you did nothing with the business, if you became a coach, they would actually make more with you as a customer. Right. The only way it benefits the team is if you actually have success, and your success is meaning you making income. So if you're not making income in the business, your coach is not making anything off of you. And there's no this grimy thing of like, oh, the people that got in first are the ones that make the most income. No, I will tell you right now, the people above me make nothing compared to what I make. And they were in the business years before me. So it's not based on when you signed up. It's not based on where you were placed. It's not even based on who your sponsor was. I didn't even have a great sponsor. I had nobody in this business when I got involved. I know Melissa is similar, didn't have a lot of structure and training. And so it is literally based on your efforts and your ability to help other people succeed in both the fitness side of it and helping them on their journey, and inevitably the people that decide to become a coach, helping them to succeed, which is why the systems that we have in place help so much. All right, Melissa, you want to break down the investment?
Yes, the $1 million investment. It's actually, when you break it down, it's at least here in Dallas, Texas, it's a nice dinner and a movie is your investment, if we can just put that out there. But to literally sign up to be a coach with Team Beachbody is $40. And that gives you your websites and your coach online office. Now, none of us want you to do that, because what have we preached from the very beginning? We want you to inspire other people through your own actions. And that's being a product to the product. And so Beachbody has a deeply discounted pack called the Challenge Pack for $160, which is by far the best deal, which allows you to live the lifestyle, to have Beachbody On Demand, which is ridiculously full of not just workouts, but cooking show, recipes, meal plans, celebrity trainers. I mean, it is chock full of more motivation than you know what to do with. Shakeology. You get to kick the tires of Shakeology for a whole month to see how it not only makes you feel instantly, but you're going to start to see the long-term effects like longer nails, longer hair, clearer skin, and also the container system, which has been a game changer for so many people who just don't understand portion control or the right foods to eat when. The container system is there for you. And that's a whole $160. And the good news, if you get the challenge pack, or if you have bought a challenge pack in the past as a customer, Beachbody waives that $40 sign-up fee. That's amazing. So from that point on, it's only $16 a month. And if you guys knew the laundry list of things that $16 covers: payroll, coach relations, anytime you have a problem or one of your coaches has a problem, customer service, you have an irate customer for whatever reason, they go to customer service. You're like, oh, here, let me give you the number. Returns, yeah, defective I mean, everything is covered in that $16 a month, you guys, and that's tax deductible. Now, because your Coach Shakeology comes at a great discount, it's about, it's just under $100 a month to get that. And as you can see, Lindsay created that graphic for you at the bottom to see, even if you wanted to be what we call a discount coach, you really just want to be a part of the community and have that additional accountability and support, and get a great discount on the Beachbody products, you still save $17 a month, even with that little tiny $16 fee, which is completely tax deductible.
Yeah, and somebody in the comments just mentioned about the military thing. If you're active duty in the military, you or your spouse can become a coach for free, and it actually waives not only the $40 fee, but the $16 a month. And then if you are a veteran, you yourself as the vet can get that fee removed as well. Right. All right, so very briefly, how you earn, just as a basic brand new coach, you get 25% commission on any product sold. So you've got commission that you can earn off of Beachbody On Demand, which Melissa mentioned is like the Netflix of fitness. I legitimately did buy all of those programs separately. So when they're like, oh, it's a $4,000 value. No, legitimately over the past 8 years, I spent that $4,000 that you're getting on this program. So and I do pay to have Beachbody On Demand still, because I don't like I like the convenience of just being able to go to my TV. Yeah. You got $40 commission off of every year subscription that you get with Beachbody On Demand. So if somebody's just wanting to do the workout side of things, there's commission there. You get a $32 commission for every month that someone stays on Shakeology. So if they stay on for 3 months, that's about $100. If they stay on 1 month, that's $32. If they stay on 5 years, I'm not going to do the math. I'm not very good at math, but $32 per time somebody orders each time they order. And then the $50 commission on the base challenge pack, and it goes up from there depending on what people are purchasing. So just so you know, I wanted to give you a couple numbers. Those are just some of the products and what it would look like as far as paychecks go. The next layer is when you become an Emerald coach. And basically what an Emerald coach is they've now signed up 2 people that have become coaches themselves. And for me personally, that was my husband, because I forced him into it. And then also my little brother, who I also forced into it. I was like, listen, trust me, this is going to really pay off in the end. And let me tell you, those 2 accounts make over 6 figures now. My brother's as well. He was able to retire from the military. So they were happy they made that decision. Anyway, once I became an Emerald, you get what's called a team bonus. And that is basically you earn bonuses from your team's success in creating volume. Volume is essentially sales. And the coaches that are placed below you as well from your sponsoring coach. So we won't get into all of that, but just know that as you sign up with a Rockstar team, you will have other coaches placed below you that you'll benefit from the volume that those people produce, even though you don't have the responsibility of training those people. Other ways that we earn, we have quarterly bonuses, which range from anywhere from usually $250 to about, what was the last one, $72,000 per quarter, and that's for the highest ranked people. Those pay out every 3 months for people that are Star Diamond and above. And we also have a matching bonus. So for instance, if one of your coaches earns a team bonus, let's say they're an Emerald, they earn a team bonus of let's say $100, you would get, as a diamond coach, 10% of that. So you would get a $10 bonus. If you have a coach that becomes super successful, let's say they're earning $5,000 a week in team bonuses, you would make $500 a week based on the match of that person. So just, it grows exponentially. It starts out super small, and sky's the limit. The next thing I'm going to show you, what you want to add to that?
No, I was just going to, I was going to say that I just shared with my team last week how in the beginning, how, most of my income was commission, and how quickly it went to be, then 1 year was 75% was what the team that I was developing did. And now it's like 99.9% is my wonderful team that, works together.
Yeah, it definitely starts out to where your commission is your majority, and now that is the smallest part of my paycheck. So it's not that I became this super sales machine that's selling millions of dollars personally to all these people. I've created leaders who then created leaders who then created leaders who are all successfully growing their own businesses. So here's an example of what it might look like when you're first starting, because I'm really a numbers-driven person, specifically for the people just starting out, to give you expectations, reasonable expectations. We actually run a challenge group for our new coaches. So, and no matter who your coach is, most likely they're going to have a challenge group that you can be a part of, and you can actually invite your friends to join you, almost like an accountability partner versus you having to run your own. So if you were to join our next challenge group and you were going to be a participant in that challenge group to get your feet wet, you're going to be focused on your own journey, but you have a couple friends that want to join along with you. Let's say 10 say that they're interested, but then only 3 actually commit, which is very typical.
Law of numbers.
Yes. Not to say that those other 7 won't commit ever, but they just weren't ready in the moment. So let's say Alex, she just needs Shakeology. She's already got Beachbody On Demand, or she has shelved P90X for the last 10 years. She's going to dust it off, and she's going to join the challenge group. You would make a $32 commission off of her Shakeology order. You got Taylor. She actually needed everything. She got a challenge pack, so that's $50 commission. And then Britt, she just needed Beachbody On Demand. Her friend gave her Shakeology, and she wasn't using it. You'll hear all kinds of stuff. But that was a $40 commission. Between those 3 people, that's $122 in earnings. And you're not even having to run the challenge group. We're doing all the dirty work. All you're doing is focusing on yourself. And then maybe you start a text thread with those 3 friends, and you guys are accountability partners. So each morning you're checking in and saying, hey girls, what time are you getting your workout in? And text me back, in the group whenever you've finished that workout. That would be your job in that challenge group, is to focus on your own journey and be a great accountability partner to your friends. The next one, you have the rollover from Alex, because Alex fell in love with Shakeology. She kept it. You're not reselling Alex. She's just having her order go through again. So that's another $32. Taylor, she bought the challenge pack. So her next order of Shakeology is going through, $32 again. Kate, a new friend, decides to join. She's getting her challenge pack. That's $50. Kyle, another challenge pack, $50. And this is month 2. Sarah gets Beachbody On Demand. Devin, a performance pack supplement. All in all, that's $231, and it's only 6 people, and 4 of which you only sold that month. The other 2 are just rollover from the previous months. And what happens is essentially that starts to stack on each other. Yeah. And it grows without you actually having to expand any more effort. You're just following up with those people and keeping them in the loop, and whether they're going into a long-term group where you guys are just going to touch base here and there, or they're going to really roll into the challenge group month by month by month. Or what happens with most people is if they're having success, they're going to decide, wait, I can either start referring the people that are asking me what I'm doing to you, or I can become a coach myself. And typically becoming a coach themselves is the smarter decision. So that's what happens. You want to go over the perks?
I'd love to. This is the fun part. So I want to start by talking to you about, what kind of perks you get as a new coach. And if you have a job right now, I want you to think about your boss and how often that they actually give you that pat on the back for a job well done. And my guess is going to be probably not that often, because most bosses are a little bit threatened by you doing such a job well done. Where this is the complete opposite. We actually have what are called 4 vital behaviors, and one of them is rewards and recognition. And it's something that we feel is very, very important in helping people be successful, not only physically, but emotionally, spiritually, financially. All of that is rolled into somebody taking note of the fact that you're trying. And so Beachbody gives gifts for Success Club gifts every single month. Your coach might give gifts every single month. If you could see behind my computer, the shrine, it has a room full too of the sweetest things that are given from coaches, from Beachbody. It's ridiculous. Every single week, there's something at my door from Beachbody thanking me for helping other people. And that's just the beginning. As you begin to rank advance and start to become a leader, the rewards and the recognition just starts to explode. I mean, it rains gifts and accolades, and with consistency over time. You could be like Lindsay and I and literally fill your passport with 5-star dream vacations. And I'm not going to say given, but earned. I mean, the places that we have gone and the things. Lindsay, tell me, for me, my first class ticket was from Beachbody. Was that you as well?
Oh my gosh, I would have never paid for first class.
That was life-changing.
Oh my gosh. I am like the most spoiled brat because of Beachbody. My standards are insane because of Beachbody.
Right. It's true.
It was my very first class.
Unbelievable trip. So your perks are even just getting a call from someone that you look up to in this business, or your coach calling you or texting you just to say, how you doing today? How you feeling? You know, how's that goal? How close are you to that goal? When you hit it, it's an explosion of emotion because you are thanked, rewarded, and recognized for all of the work that you do, for taking care of yourself and taking care of other people.
Yeah, I will honestly say, not only did I not have a first class ticket anywhere, I never had gotten a trophy for anything.
Right.
I'm like, I have so many trophies. I feel special. But I honestly, you're so right. You do. You feel so recognized, which makes you want to work that much harder. And, you know, sometimes you feel silly for wanting to work so hard for recognition. But truth be told, just being acknowledged in that kind of way is really gratifying. And I know, Melissa, you will agree, being able to recognize other people is even better. Like being able to give to my team, that was one of the biggest drivers for me when I first started to get my income going, was that I wanted to be able to give back to my team, to make them feel special, to do the little things. And I think that that's something that both of us absolutely love.
Yes.
You want to do this one?
Absolutely. So this is so exciting. Lindsay and I, like she said, have, longstanding top teams, have run trainings and redone trainings for years, but we have put a lot of effort into bringing to you the opportunity, just you guys, opportunity to work with both of us. And like she said in the very beginning, we are so similar, but yet we are also so different. We come from different we came into this business for completely different reasons. So we really have the full spectrum covered on you finding your tribe of people. And so we're offering, starting, it's the 30th, right? Week 1 is where we're going to help you build that strong foundation, help you start to create healthy habits and to know why you're doing this and to commit to a program. Your coach is going to help you start and put yourself out there and to announce that you're a Team Beachbody coach and you're going to rock this. And then week 2 goes to what we call level up buttercup. I like that, by the way. Getting to that next level, which is Emerald, which Lindsay shared with you earlier, of just finding 2 coaches. And just like her, I waited 6 months to sign up my husband. We'll talk about that later, which was the biggest mistake. But it was my neighbor and my best friend were my 2. And that got me to Emerald because there's so many perks to that, but we will help you get to that first rung of business where you really start to take advantage of the business part of this, not the fitness and the sales side, but the business side, which is actually really fun to dive into. And then that 3 to 6 week, we are going to help you become leaders in this business. And dare I say, this is foolproof. This is going to be foolproof. If you, like I said before, are coachable, if you're patient, and if you are consistent and you do what you are asked to do, within just a few months of this call tonight, you're going to have yourself a thriving business that you can be very proud of.
Amen, sister. By the way, Beachbody doesn't guarantee any.
I got that memorized.
No, but seriously, she's so right. I mean, not only all of that, but it's fun. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be a journey that will be exciting. But this is the final 2 slides. Your decision, just as we shared with our very first slide about, it all started with one decision. It's going to, your life is shaped one decision at a time. And I realize that not every single person on the call is meant for coaching. And some of you are going to choose to pass, and that is A-okay. Some of the things that might be running through your head is that, you pass and you save yourself from having to do anything outside your comfort zone. And, sometimes there's calls I don't want to make and things I don't want to do. And that feeling of being able to say, oh, I don't have to do that, thank God. A sigh of relief might be what you feel tomorrow when you wake up. I don't know. Or you go and do it. So next, your life continues as normal, and you save yourself $40 to $160, right? You still get to keep that money. You don't have to enroll. There's no cost. You're good, right? 6 weeks from now, you might wonder, what would have happened if I would have committed? But you find solace in the fact that you didn't have to fail or look silly in front of your peers. Your dreams stay shelved, but your ego is still intact. You're good to go. No one knows that you even watched this webinar. Mm-hmm. You're fine. But then there's going to be some of you that do decide to commit. And I will just honestly pour my heart out to you to tell you that you will have so much ridiculous, insane personal growth over the next 6 weeks. I can't promise you a certain income or a certain success, and there's going to be some of you that are faster than the others because you are at a different chapter in your journey than the other one that joined and is just starting their fitness journey. But I can promise you that if in 6 weeks you haven't grown, I will pay your business fees back. If you actually showed up, I don't even care. I know that you would grow personally and become a better person. And then you'd be surrounded by like-minded positive influences that get you more fired up than ever before. I think everyone on the call that's a coach can agree. The tribe that they have, whether they're on Melissa's team or my team, is what keeps them coming back, is what keeps them supported when they do have the dips and the lows, because that's just life and that happens. The next thing is you're making healthier changes in your life and you're starting to look and feel like you were always meant to. And I can attest as someone who, like I said, is not a fitness fanatic. I am so grateful that I am a part of something that keeps that in line, because it is what has allowed me to have 2 subsequent healthy pregnancies. It's what has allowed me to recover from those pregnancies and to be able to have the impact that I can and the platform that I have now today to be able to help other people, inspiring other people to make some healthy changes in their lives and earning a little extra money because they decide to. And that could be towards a summer vacation or paying for your kids to go to camp or whatever that might look like for you specifically in the season that you're in. But that's the 6 weeks if you say, all right, I'm willing to go. So, Melissa, what do we do next?
Right. So, Lindsay, myself, and the coach that invited you here, the first thing we want to let you know is this isn't easy. The couch is easy. TV is easy, right? There's so many things that are easy, but this isn't easy. This is asking you to make probably the tougher decision many times in a day and trusting the process that if you hang on long enough and just really believe in the compound effect or the slight edge, that you will see yourself become the person that you want to be every single day. You'll get that much closer. So is it easy? No. Is it worth it? Hell yeah. So we are really looking forward to the opportunity of locking arms with you. And in this training, you are going to hear from, both teams equally. And so we want you to reach out to the person that invited you here and let's get going. I want you to share your decision to commit with that person and what is motivating you to do so. We always talk about our why in this business. And I want you to think, and you heard Lindsay, she really wants you to think nice and hard. Get deep. What is it, what changes do you want to make that you see in this opportunity that can help you do so? Because the weight that'll get lifted off you just to publicly say it will make you sleep better tonight. And to become a coach officially, they'll give you the link to enroll, and then they'll provide you with the link to get started, which is coming Monday.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you guys, I am so excited for it. I just know one of the things I think that makes Lindsay and I so successful at this is the fact that I'm trying to say this very diplomatically. We did this by ourselves. I'll just say that. We did this by ourselves. And so we know what it takes to be successful. And so over all of these years of failing forward so much, we are the queens of failing forward. We know what works, and we know how to shortcut what works because of all of our failures that we grew from. So we're so excited to be able to bring this to you. And without getting emotional, I just want you to know that and I know I speak for Lindsay as well, the life change that this has had on me personally, on my husband to save his life, on our children, on my team, and on the thousands and thousands of customers my inbox is flooded with people thanking me for being able to help them look in a mirror and smile again. And that's enough for me. Yeah. So you have the opportunity to have that impact, and it's inside of you. You may fear what's about to happen, but I promise you've got people that will help you become the leader that you need to be to get to where you want to be.
Absolutely. Well, seriously, guys, I hope that you took in everything that we had to share and took it to heart. We definitely are not doing this out of obligation, but out of honestly, truly loving what we get to do. And I'll show you because I'm pregnant. I'm at my belly button is sweating. Okay, that is how excited I am.
That's adorable. You're so cute.
Oh my gosh, so funny. So, I mean, I am literally at the last 6 weeks of my business, and I am choosing to invest it in the people that decide to lock arms with us. And that's not out of because I have to, that's out of because I am so freaking excited about pairing up with Melissa. I am so excited about the potential of our powers combined, because I don't know if you guys saw like Captain Planet when they put the powers combined. I just think a super magical thing is about to happen, and I want as many people that are ready for change to be a part of that, because it is a blessing and it will bless you in more ways than you can even imagine. So have an amazing night. I appreciate you all being on this entire time. We did go a little long, but we wanted to cover the full spectrum so that you made an informed decision. I hope that you'll reach out to the person that you found this call through and tell them you're ready to go if you are, and hopefully be ready to start with us on Monday.
Bye, you guys. Thank you.
Bye.